guys, it's Scott here and welcome to today's Watch Along live stream. Today it is Burnley versus Leicester. Hopefully you do enjoy this one. If you do, make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below. Subscribe if you're new, if you want to see more of these, as well as our FIFA content, live streams and videos pretty much every day. Burnley currently sat in 15th place in the league. Leicester sat in third. If you don't know, my name's Scott. I am a Leicester fan, but that does not make this a biased watch-along. We try and be as fair and, again, unbiased as is humanly possible to try and give you an actual representation of what is going on in the game. So we have just about 10 minutes until kickoff today. It is at Turf Moor. The teams are as follows. Burnley, you got Pope, Loughton, Tarkowski, me, Taylor, Brownhill, Westwood, Cork, McNeil, Vidra and Wood. Standard 4-4-2 for Burnley. Now the Leicester team. I'm assuming we're playing like a 5-3-2? 3-5-2? Whatever you want to call it. I'm not excited, basically, to say the least. But in terms of what I think is going to be the back five, Ricky P, Amati, and Didi at centre-back, sadly. Soyuncu and Tim. Then in midfield, we're going to have Mendy and Chowdhury as two DMs against Burnley. Tielemans in front of them. Sat in behind Vardy and Iheanacho. In terms of a score prediction, 1-1. 1-1. I really don't see us performing that well with that team coming out, to be honest with you. I don't see how that results in us like dominating a game or really controlling possession. Because the players that are out on that pitch today, just that's not the kind of thing that they do. So honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if it's a 0-0 today. I really hope it isn't, but there you go. Opening weekend, 4-2 we won. 4-2. Oh yeah, the own goal. I forgot about that. JJ getting off to a great start. First game of the season or whatever. Dennis with the absolute banger. Oh, the amount of injured players that played in our first game of the season. Oh, if you don't know, we currently have a ton of injuries. They just showed it on the screen, actually. Let me see if I can go back. We do have Fofana on the bench, though, today. He is finally potentially back, if we decide to bring him on, of course, but not fit enough to start, apparently. But our current injuries: Wes Morgan, injured. Dennis Pratt, injured. James Justin, injured. Ayoze Perez is injured. Maddison is injured. Harvey Barnes is injured. And Johnny Evans are injured. So 4 of our starting 11 are injured, and then 2 of our really good substitute/rotation players. Again, Fofana's pretty much still injured as well because he's on the bench tonight, but he's not back properly. So we got a lot going on right now. If we manage to get a result tonight, this would be huge, because with that amount of injuries and the sort of wobble in form, getting knocked out of Europa, then getting slapped 3-1 by Arsenal, a win tonight, or you know what, even a draw, with the current form and things that are going on right now, I would take that. I would take it. And I am worried, because Burnley are just one of those teams. Chris Wood to score a goal that bounces off of his face with him knowing nothing about it. It wouldn't surprise me. But yeah. Type of game for a smash and grab. Would like a Clarets win, though. Jack, what's your score prediction as a Burnley fan? Got any bets on tonight? I think what I would do today is bookings. There is another 6 o'clock game, isn't there? Sheffield United, Aston Villa. Who's injured in that game that may not... So yeah, Grealish is still out for them. But surely Villa should win that one, right? Surely El Mohammadi to be booked. Can see us scoring an own goal. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we lose to something really, really stupid. We are over evens to win away at Burnley. Oh, those are such good odds if we had our starting 11. But we don't. Sad times. What I am going to do, though, for our game is I think I'm going to put a couple of bookings on because our midfield, I mean, Hamza will either have a worldie of a game or he'll be booked within the first 25 minutes. Who else you got? Cags and Amati up against Chris Wood and Vidra. I wouldn't be too surprised if Seunchu gets booked today, trying to be a little bit too physical against the strikers. Because that's what Burnley rely on. They're not a technical team. They rely on physicality and strength and just holding the ball up front. So I think they may get a couple of free kicks from Cags or someone like that. Going in a little bit too heavy would be my... would not be a surprise to me. I mean, would Ndidi get booked at centre-back? I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't risk going in as much at centre-back. But maybe. Maybe. So we're just going to whack on a couple of different booking doubles from our team and then one for their team. What I think's most likely for them. Burnley fan, where are you? Jack, if you said 2 of your players to be booked tonight, who you saying? Who you saying? Somolo, I'm glad you enjoy them. This has 0-0 written all over it. Final score 3-all. I'd take that. Feel so sorry for Leicester with all their injuries. I think we currently have the worst injury record in the Prem, which is not good. Again, considering the position that we're in is so good. If we were like mid-table right now, we'd be like, oh, okay, just it doesn't really matter because we've already missed out on Europe or something like that. But we're in such a good position. Solomon, I do it for quite a lot of them. Cork and me, Westford and Loughton. What other game is on at 6? Sheffield United, Villa. And then there's a game at 8, which is Palace v Man U. Oh, sorry, 8:15. Really enjoyed the different editing style in the video yesterday. I thought that trying to add a little bit more humour and just a few bits and bobs to the video would add that little bit to it that would make it a bit more entertaining and enjoyable. Even for people that watched it when it was live, you are getting something added to it to try and spice it up a bit more. I think the Burnley fan asked for my prediction and then dipped. Do I have a fancy team? Yeah. I've got Harry Kane triple captain. Palace didn't have a single shot with Fulham. My prediction is 1-all. Yeah, the views on that stream yesterday did really well. Only positive is that Fofana is back on the bench. Worst injury record. Liverpool exist. Yeah. I know. How many first-team players are out for Leicester? 100% 4. Arguably 5. But 4. Most people would say. So, yeah. 3 CDMs. Ndidi's at centre-back. Which is not good. But, hey. What can you do? 6 PM content on FIFA. Couldn't care less. Hence why I'm streaming this. Tim, that's not bad, to be fair. Not bad. Let's go with a random one for them, then. Let's go with that. Right. There we go. Perfect. So, we're going to whack our phone over here. And we are ready to get things underway. You say, if we bottle top 4 like you did last year, do you think Rodgers should carry on or not? Can you explain to me how having nearly half of your starting 11 injured and then potentially dropping out of the top 4 would be in any way comparable to just poor performances dropping out of the top 4? Like, if we drop out of it, fair enough. Because our squad has been decimated. So if it happens, it happens. But to compare it to last season is just stupid. But there you go. Right, it is time. Why does this not look like it's in HD? I don't know. Right, let's do this then. Let's do this. People complain about the injuries Liverpool get, but no one talks about Leicester's. But hey, what can you do? Burnley already have a free kick, as I was making sure it wasn't lagging. That's good. They whip it into the box. Ben Mee heads it over and wide. Could have scored within the first 30 seconds. Great start. Great start. Oh, dearie me. It's a free kick from near the halfway line. Just lofted in. Tielemans and Ndidi both lose Ben Mee. He has a pretty much free header that he puts over and wide. Great start for Burnley in terms of threatening from set pieces, which, one, we all know how good Burnley are from set pieces, and two, we know how bad we are from set pieces. So if I was to bet on one thing, it would probably be Burnley to score from a set piece, but I don't know if that's possible. EA have put out the team of the week. Did we get anything else? If not, then who cares? Okay, right. Daniel Amati. So this is lining up as a back 5 with Castan left wing back, Ricky P right wing back, Cienchu left centre back, Ndidi central, and Amati right centre back, which is what I predicted. Iheanacho trying to take the ball under control. Hamza Chowdhury with a good tackle in the midfield. Iheanacho now gives it forward to Jamie Vardy, just inside the left side of the box. Back heel to Tielemans. Whips in a cross, just over Iheanacho, half cleared. And then McNeil does well to head away, but it falls to Amati. But there was an offside in the build-up. Maybe Iheanacho? I'm not entirely sure, because I don't think Tielemans could have been offside. So, I don't... They're not going to show us. Never mind. Never mind. What if Silver Stars Timothy Weah? Oh, okay. I did the Silver Stars and Silver Beasts by the way today on the Road to Glory account. Because again, I'm trying to do every single objective, so I made sure that I got them done. Daniel Amati with a clearance that goes to Ndidi. Vardy with a headed touch to Iheanacho. Not the best, though. And Burnley win the ball back. Ricardo Pereira with a foul. And that is a free kick in the same position that the one came within the first few seconds of the game. Foul on Taylor. Does well to cut inside Ricky P there. And that is definitely a foul and a free kick. Bayer Lewandowski, Pepe, team of the week. Okay. This match might be more entertaining than we thought. I'll take that. I would really take that. If you had to sign a striker to replace Vardy, who would it be? Haaland. Look like Maddison. I'll take that as a compliment because, yeah, he's not ugly, is he? Kasper Schmeichel playing the ball between centre-backs again. Mendy picks the ball up just outside the Leicester box. Pressured a little bit by Vidra, but ball is squared to Amati and then back to Ndidi, who is slotting in at centre-back just like he did at the start of the season. Hamza Chowdhury with a terrible touch backwards. Vidra's throw on goal. It's 1-0. Well done, Hamza Chowdhury. One of the worst players in the Leicester City squad. Should never start a game and has cost his team with a terrible, terrible back pass to Ndidi that didn't get close to him. And that is 1-0. GG. So there you go. That is an early start. Awful. Absolutely awful. First time pass, in between Mendy and Ndidi. Ndidi has to try and get it. Vidra with a nice touch around him into the box. And then just finishes past Schmeichel on his left foot. Really nice finish past the keeper. But Hamza, just awful. He's bad. Really bad. I feel like in the last 12 months or so, he's really been found out. He showed a little bit of promise when he was coming through and trying to break into the first team. But again, last year or so, he really, really has started to show that, okay, sometimes he can put in a good tackle, but on the ball, he's awful. His positioning, it's not good. I really don't like him, and I wish that he would have gone out on loan, and I feel like if we didn't have the injuries that we did, something would have happened in January. But nope, he's in the starting 11, and he is the reason why Burnley are now 1-0 up. Although, fair play to Vidra. He did do well to take the touch past Ndidi, and fair play on that one. But that means Leicester have a lot of work to do, because Chowdhury is just not very good. Really. But yeah, Hamza Chowdhury. It's a shame, because he's a youngster that's come up playing through from younger years, etc. He went out on loan once. I can't even remember who it was. Burton, I believe it was. And he came back and he started to push his way into the fold. But he just doesn't seem like Premier League caliber, unfortunately. If we're playing with a DM, it should be Mendy. If we're playing with two... I mean, why you're playing with two defensive mids, and why you're playing with 7 defensive players against Burnley, God knows. But hey, there you go. Lob through ball finds its way to Nick Pope, after Vardy and Iheanacho cannot get on the end of it. I need to move this off of here, otherwise you're going to hear those buzzes. Castan feeds the ball back to Kasper Schmeichel. Like him a year ago, that goal against Newcastle was class. That's one of the only good things he's done, to be honest with you. Ricky P finds Mendy. No, Tielemans in midfield. Doesn't really have options, because you need the fullbacks to bomb on in this formation. And Timothy Castan now on the left-hand side does have the ball, but doesn't dare to go and try and beat his man. You see, Ricardo Pereira advanced on the right-hand side. This is what needs to happen in this formation. He does receive the ball from Ndidi out wide, right side of the Burnley box. Iheanacho tries a 1-2 with Ricardo Pereira, but it is garbage. Deary me. Deary me. Hamza Chowdhury being played out of position. Are you okay? Knocked down by Chris Wood to Vidra. Again, this is what they are going to be doing the entire game. It's not surprising. You need to try and stop it from getting fed into him. The ball now back with a Burnley centre-backs. Out to Taylor, back to Ben Mee. Bit of pressure from Leicester, but not a ridiculous press like you may have seen, for example, from Man City last night, where as soon as they lost the ball, everybody was pushing. And that is not what we're seeing from Leicester here. Not quite enough pressure to warrant even really bothering to press in the first place. Leicester happy to have possession with their centre-backs, but you need to do something more with it when you're 1-0 down early doors. Vardy non-existent last 4 games. I've said that. There have been some games where Vardy should not have started because Iheanacho or even Under or Perez have been better suited to play that role. But he never gets dropped when he's fit. Even though we need to transition into a time where Jamie Vardy is not playing every single game. And the best way to do that is by rotating in games where it seems best that he isn't going to fit that playstyle or that low block or whatever. Oh, lovely through ball finds Iheanacho. Tries to get it into the box. That is going to be a corner. Tarkovsky plays it out. Probably could have done better with that. Lovely, lovely pass by Daniel Amati. Nice through ball. Finds its way between the fullback and the centre-back. Iheanacho can only just about keep it in. And then, yeah, Tarkowski, I don't know if he panics or maybe he thinks he has too much time and he miscontrols it. That's a Leicester corner, though. Not that that's a threat at all, but there you go. Deary me. Alex, you can't get a team of the week for a Europa League game. Need to change the title. Yes, I do. You are right. Corner comes in. It is headed clear. There you go. Right. Tielemans is not fouled by Taylor. That is going to be a Burnley goal kick. And I probably wouldn't say that about Kelechi, but Hamza has zero place here. Yeah, Yuri goes down in the box after a little bit of pressure from Taylor, but it would have been so soft. There is contact, but contact doesn't mean penalty. So I think that's the right decision. A goal kick is fair. And it finds no one. It's now a Leicester throw-in halfway inside their own half. The formation from Leicester looking like a 5-3-2. Why is under hardly played? You're asking me, why are we playing 7 defensive players against Burnley instead of starting someone like Under that is really creative and wants to attack and get at people? I don't know. It's really infuriating. It's probably the most frustrating thing about Brendan. Most things that he does, you can understand. But some of the decisions, I don't get it. I don't get it. Jacob, I don't know, I don't care, I'm not on the game, we're watching this. Ndidi with a clearance. Can he find Castan? Slight push in the back, but the ball falls to Mendy anyway. Across to Hamza Chowdhury, whose first thought is to go backwards. Found a Leicester player this time, though, instead of Vidra. Well done. That's improvement, to be fair. Progression by Chowdhury. Seun-Chu, 10 minutes gone. Burnley with one big chance. Took it very well. Castan now charging down the left side. Puts in a great cross to Hamza Chowdhury, who puts it over the bar. Iheanacho and Chowdhury in the box. Castan on his weak foot whips in a great ball. Incredible pass. Or cross in from the left side. Tielemans gives it to him just inside the Burnley half. Takes a few strides forward. What a ball that is. It's just over Iheanacho's head. Hamza hits it into the floor. I think Nick Pope gets an unnecessary touch, and so it's going to be a Leicester corner. It was definitely over. It was not going to go in. It wasn't even going to hit the bar, but Pope does give Leicester a chance with a corner. Tielemans crosses in. Seun-Chu can't get his head on it, and it is cleared out to Leicester yet again. Mendy plays it out to the right-hand side. Was it a good finish by Vidra? Yes. Tielemans with an early cross straight to Nick Pope. He was gifted the ball by Chowdhury, but he did well to take the touch past Ndidi and then finish. Nathan, we shouldn't be at the point where we're needing to learn what works best. Amazing. It was not possible. You heard Leicester has many injuries. Yep. David, good luck. Vidra scored. Informed Bale going for 220k. What an absolute joke. Although he's been out for 10 minutes. 72% possession for Leicester. Not that it means anything at all. I believe Cardiff won like 4-0 the other night with, I think, 27% possession. So it means absolutely nothing if you don't do anything with it. Tielemans goes for a lob ball to Ricardo Pereira, who made a nice run down the right-hand side, but it's just a bit too heavy and central. Finds its way to the Burnley goalkeeper, Nick Pope, who then Burnley try and form an attack. But Mendy actually gets a good head in. Dwight McNeil was some... No, it wasn't McNeil. I don't know who that was that just got a foot in there. But ball finds its way to Kasper Schmeichel. It's on Sky Sports today. Samira, I would be surprised if Tony is not a target for us. The kind of player that sort of fits what we would go for and could potentially be long-term Vardy replacement. I don't know. Bilal, I do. Mendy or Chowdhury. Anybody that says Hamza Chowdhury doesn't watch football. as he goes in, nearly fouls Chris Wood, is now pressing Burnley. But he, to be fair, he was the only one pressing there. He had nobody backing him up, which is just poor. There's no point in it. And Didi with a clearance finds its way to nobody. That's going to be a Leicester throw-in. That is a Leicester throw-in. Vitra has went 1,212 minutes without scoring until today. We are great for people that need to break records. Or ducks, or something like that. Billy, I don't know what that means. Chowdhury is garbage. He is garbage. Right. My phone is losing charge whilst it's plugged into my Xbox. Wow, that is great. Okay. Right. Oh my goodness. Poor pass into midfield. Tielemans ends up losing possession because of it. Taylor charging down the left-hand side. Gets past Tielemans. And then a loose pass is intercepted by Ndidi, who charges out of the Leicester box. Gives it to Chowdhury. Now Castan on the left-hand side has nobody ahead of him. Absolutely no support in front of him. So he's forced to go sideways and then backwards. We have no creative players on. No, pretty much just Tielemans. We could be playing more, but for some reason we're not. We decided to play 7 defensive players instead of any creative, so that's good. Andrew, there's no chance of that happening. Finn, yeah. What's Leicester's best team if everyone is fit? Wait a second. Long lob ball. Finds Iheanacho. Edge of the box. Goes for a shot. He puts it wide. Not the best in terms of accuracy from Iheanacho there, but it was an okay touch. Indeed, with a really long ball. Kelechi takes it down, takes one touch, but then blasts it wide of the post, unfortunately. But a little bit better. A little bit better. Our best team, though, I guess. Schmeichel. Ricky P, Sayuncu Fofana, JJ, or Castan, I guess. Ndidi, Tielemans, Maddison, Barnes, Under, and Vardy, I would say. Speaking of Castan, here he is out on the left. But again, he has no support in front of him. So, it just doesn't work. Pereira tries to find Chowdhury, who lunges in. Misses the ball. Not the best pass from Burnley. Goes out for a Leicester throw-in. That is shocking. You'd say Perez over Under, not seeing Under enough. I'd say Under is the most attacking player that we have in our club. Shane, I don't understand what is funny about that. How old's Iheanacho? Don't know. Got any bets on? Only booking bets. Castan tries to flick a header onto Vardy, who I don't know if he's touched the ball yet, to be honest with you. Alex, I don't care about those kind of rumours. Oh, Sayuncu can't control the ball, but he does make a good recovery tackle. Falls to Vidra, though. Chris Wood is offside, and Vidra didn't think that he was, so he left it. Got away with one there, a little bit. Sayuncu, I don't know what happened. He just sort of tried to control the ball, slips, falls over, and then Chris Wood is away, but he does make a good recovery tackle. Unfortunately for him, it then falls to Vidra, who again thinks Chris Wood is onside, so he leaves it after taking a heavy touch. If he had actually continued running onto it, knowing Wood was offside, he could have maybe had another shot on goal. But Burnley's best attacker so far is misplaced passes from Leicester players. Tielemans trying an outrageous first time through ball to Vardy. Unable to find him. Favourite Leicester player, Madders. Don't play fancy. Yep. Yep. Jack, yeah. Debate, again, if you're here to be a clown, I'm going to time you out. I don't think some of you guys realise. You're probably younger, but your opinion on the football team that I support doesn't mean anything to me. But if you are going to join the stream purely to be negative, we just get rid of you, because we want to have positive vibes. And even if my team is losing, I want to create a good atmosphere and a vibe on the stream. So we don't want any of that negative nonsense here, okay? Can we win still? Well, that's how football works, yes. There are 70 minutes left. Yes. I considering the formation and the players on the pitch, I would honestly like to see us already make subs, because I think the starting 11 was completely wrong, but that ain't going to happen. So it's going to be interesting to see how long we would potentially wait before making any tactical switches, even if it's switching to a back four with the players that we already have. Burnley corner comes in, Kasper Schmeichel heads, punches clear, but the ball comes back out to McNeil, plays it into the middle. Charlie Taylor with a lot of space, closed down by Tielemans. Gets a good cross in. Chris Wood is there. Schmeichel does well to get the ball off of the top of his head, though. And now tries a quick Leicester break. Mendy on the ball. Tielemans to his right. There's just not that much going forward, though. Vardy's on the halfway line. Burnley now have 8 players behind the ball. It's got to be insanely quick compared to what that was if you're going to try and break. Especially when they're 1-0 up. They are going to sit back. Why are there 7 defensive players against Burnley? That's the question you've got to ask Brendan Rodgers. I don't think any of our fans would have had this as our starting 11 choice. Robson, I don't really agree. I don't think that what you're seeing right now with Leicester and Liverpool, for example, is a lack of depth. The problem is that the depth gets injured as well. For example, Liverpool have been forced to play midfielders in defence because of their injuries. So have we. Ndidi's had to play, I think this is his 6th game this season where he's had to play at centre-back rather than defensive mid. And you lose such a monstrous presence if you have Ndidi or Fabinho taken out of that DM slot and forced back into defence. So it's not that the starting 11 alone are injured, but then when your depth gets injured as well, anybody would struggle massively. Absolutely massively. Ricardo Pereira finds Iheanacho back to Ricky P. Vardy, left side of the Burnley box, goes for a pass to Iheanacho, nearly finds him, and Nick Pope judges it well. Let's just get rid of this. Did I see City Wolves? Am I streaming early for rewards tomorrow? That's the plan, yes. Wasn't the worst ball by Vardy, but it needed to be whipped more. James, good luck. It's topsy-turvy. Do I think Wood is underrated? A little bit, yeah. He's been quite good for Burnley since going to them. He's not going to bag you 25 goals in a season, but he's pretty reliable. You know what you're going to get from him. He's a decent physical striker that's a bit of a pain to play against. Hamza Chowdhury finds himself at left wing-back. Why is Fofana not playing? Because he's only just coming back from injury. And we have 7 other players injured. Allen, yeah. Lakey, obviously, they're not getting injuries. Andrew, no. Tielemans goes for a long lob through ball to Castan. It gets a touch from the Burnley defender. Leicester throw-in 20 yards out from goal on the left-hand side. Decides to go backwards to Cianci. Back to Mendy. Back past the halfway line. It's so negative. It's so incredibly negative. Amati finds Iheanacho. Back straight to him. Goes for a long pass forward. Garbage. Absolute garbage. Westwood finds Wood. Has options to his left. He finds one of them. McNeil making a run in. Long cross to the back post. Sayunchu's fallen over again. He needs to change his boots. That's at least the second time that he slipped today. Chris Wood had a free shot at goal straight at the hands of Kasper Schmeichel because Kags has fallen over. Deary me. Regan, I don't care what other people say about it, to be honest with you. Doesn't make any difference to how bad it is, whether people are talking about it or not. What time will I be live tomorrow? Like 7 AM? Something like that? Because then I'm supposed to be recording with Jack as well tomorrow. What does he want to do it on? Oh, he wants to do it on the Silver Lounge guy. Castan has the ball towards the left corner flag. Mendy back to Castan, in the middle to Tielemans, who's supposed to be the number 10 in this game, but he's so deep that there's no creativity in the final third because he has to come and pick up the ball. He finds a Marty. Forward to Ricardo Pereira. Into Iheanacho. Back to Mendy. And then across to Sayunchu. It's very slow. Very, very slow. There's no passes happening that make you think, oh, wow. That was sick. It's just all backwards and sideways right now. Tielemans goes for a cross. Headed clear by Ben Mee. Good header, to be fair. Just missed the top of Vardy's head. Sayunchu out to Castan in an advanced position on the left-hand side. Decides to go back to Tielemans. Infield between Chowdhury and Ricky P. Chowdhury has the ball on the right-hand side. Goes for a cross. It is blocked and goes out for a Leicester corner. Amateur rate Mendy. Million times higher than Hamza. What plays your vid on with Jack? Don't know. Lil, I won't. I haven't for years. Iheanacho's 24. There you go. Bilali did. How come you aren't confident about June 20... Boris. Who are the fan fave players of Leicester? Maddison, Ricardo Pereira, Ndidi, Vardy, Schmeichel. Corner, doesn't beat the first man. Comes out to Mendy. Gives it to Castan. Tielemans ahead of him on the right-hand side. Plays it infield to Ndidi. Good touch from him. Goes for a shot from 30 yards on his weak foot. Shock horror. Goes nowhere near the goal. Hayden, it's impossible to bottle something when it's forced upon you. It's a pointless question that I'm already bored of. Before it's even potentially happening, I'm already bored of it, man. Do I think we're regretting selling Demarai Gray? No. I would rather use Mark Albrighton than Demarai Gray. Or a fullback at left wing. Am I ever going to play more Minecraft? On this channel, I highly doubt it. Highly, highly doubt it. At least the budget was a bit of good news today. Not really. It's not really changed anything for me. People that were self-employed at the start of the first lockdown are getting their first bit of support, potentially, depending on their turnover, they're getting their first bit of support at the end of this April. 13 months after it all started, the first small bit of support begins. And I don't even know if I qualify for it. It's great. It's great. Ibrahim, completely different players. Demarai Gray is terrible. Yep. Lob ball into the Leicester box. Attempted to be flicked on by Chris Wood. Straight to Kasper Schmeichel, who goes for a long click. Finds Kelechi Iheanacho. He's on his own. Where's Vardy? Why are you all the way back there, Jamie? And so now Burnley have 8 players behind the ball again. This is the problem. If you're going to play this formation, you have to bomb forward when you get the ball. You have to catch them when they're out of position. You can't just run forward with one guy because of the way that they'll just drop everybody back. It's pathetic, honestly, from What Brendan was thinking with this lineup, God knows. Has your income been affected due to COVID? Yep. Robbo, yeah. Is that another Leicester corner? That's not the best from Tarkowski. Again, he's given away a couple of corners tonight when he could have easily cleared it better than what he has done. Castan just goes for a hopeful ball to Vardy. And Tarkowski, it's awful. Clearance. Sort of mini kung fu kick. Boots it off for another corner. You know what? They probably feel more comfortable of scoring on the counter-attack from our corner. That's it. Tielemans whips it in. Shock. It's headed clear. Now Burnley are on the attack. Here you go. Oh, but zero awareness from Lowton. But Ricky P gives away a throw-in. He thinks he got fouled. He's not happy about it. You thought YouTube would have thrived. You'd be wrong. And that's not... Advertising doesn't stay constant. So, no. Alex, nice. Vardy been off the pace since he's been back from injury. He was off the pace a little bit before his injury, to be honest with you. He hasn't scored since December. But again, he won't get dropped. Even if there is a game where he doesn't suit it, he won't get dropped. He should be used as a super sub in some games. But he won't. Hamza Chowdhury gets away with one. Those kind of things I don't agree with. So, advantage is played because Chowdhury is slightly fouled. He then goes for a really, really easy pass. And completely messes it up. But then it's pulled back for a Leicester free kick. And Didi was fuming with Chowdhury after the goal. Why was he moaning at... He was asking Ndidi why he wasn't there. It was a garbage pass, mate. Come on. That's really, really poor. To blame anyone other than yourself is an absolute disgrace. Castan finds Mendy in midfield, but then there's just no proper attack. The ball doesn't get to Ricardo Pereira, and possession is turned over again. This is the kind of game where subs need to happen, or a formation shape needs to be changed. Yes, it's before half-time, but everything is failing right now. This is awful. Absolutely awful. And it can't continue. Liam, watch the video. Abu, I don't have one. Do you do a tax return? Well, obviously. Why would I not have to do taxes? What do you mean? Samira, I don't think you'd be a backup, to be honest with you. I'm going to film with Tom anytime soon. No idea, but again, filming with Jack tomorrow morning. Is the plan? Sheffield United are beating Aston Villa. McGoldrick with the golly goal. If Hamza Chowdhury is still on this pitch after half-time, then Jesus Christ. Iheanacho finds Castan. Left side. Has no support. So has to go backwards to Mendy. It's the same over and over and over and over again. Halves, no idea. Don't pay attention to the league. Ndidi goes for a long lob ball to Iheanacho. First time finish. What a goal. Pow. Out of absolutely nothing. That is so undeserved, but who gives a damn? Oh, the equaliser by Kelechi. Lovely. Ndidi assist from centre-back. That was a fantastic finish. Ndidi has the ball just inside the Burnley half, just on the edge of the centre circle D, or centre circle, sorry, in their half, lobs it over, it comes over Iheanacho's head like this, bangs it first time, left foot volley past Nick Pope. That is a fantastic volley. To watch the ball come all the way over you like that and bang it, Fair play. I think Nick Pope's positioning could have been a little bit better. I don't think he thought Kelechi was going to get on the end of it. Maybe he thought he was a little bit slower. But, yeah, because he seemed a little bit too far over to the right of his goal, but take nothing away from that finish. Woo! Well done, Kelechi. Nice. Again, not deserved at all. Which means, Brendan, you've got a free pass to now change your team without being a goal down. Market's not on that channel. Yeah, the Nigeria hyperlink. Ndidi to Kelechi. What a finish. Well done. Kelechi proving people wrong. Love to see it. Okay, a glimmer of hope in an otherwise woeful Leicester performance so far. Burnley win a throw-in, 5 yards inside their own half, taken quickly down the right-hand side into Chris Wood, who nods it backwards. Hamza Chowdhury with a flick on. Westwood into the midfield, goes for a long ball forward to Vidra, and Ndidi has it covered though, shepherds it out for a throw-in. Brilliant assist. That was a pretty good ball, to be fair, by Ndidi. Pretty good. Aaron, yeah. Ndidi or Kante on current form? Ndidi over Kante since he joined the league. Most away points. Leicester joint with Man City on 30. That's going to be a foul by Tielemans. That's a free kick on Lowton. About 10 yards inside the Leicester half on the right-hand side, right next to the touchline. Most likely going to be whipped in. Oh, it was Vardy that fouled it. A tiny push in the back. Very soft, but always going to get given. Lowton floats the ball in. Attempted knockdown by Ben Mee. Falls to Westwood. Out to Dwight McNeil. Trying to get past a Marty. Twisting and turning. Gets a good cross in, to be fair. Tarkowski with a downwards header. Schmeichel with a good save. Down and low to his left. Very, very close. Does Iheanacho take pens? Not when Vardy's on the pitch. Not when Vardy's playing. No one's going to take them ahead of him. Ben Mee to Taylor. Pressured by Ricardo Pereira. And then fouled. Oh dear. Has Vardy lost his pace? No, I wouldn't say so. I agree with Twitter in saying that I think Nick Pope thought that Kelechi was going to take a touch. Oh, Vardy's through if Kelechi can find him. Nick Pope out well. Not the best ball by Iheanacho. Burnley defence just opened up for a second there and Vardy had a chance to be in. Now a long ball forward to Wood. Or is it Vidra? I can't even tell. Where is Wood? Oh, it was Vidra who goes down under the pressure of Ndidi. No foul given. Leicester get possession. 7 minutes left before any stoppages in the first half. Mendy has the ball in midfield for Leicester. Out to the left-hand side. Sionchu with Castan ahead of him. Decides to turn infield to go back to Ndidi. Logan, I don't know. Lil, I do. Yes. Yes, I do. Lucas, thank you very much. Tropic, I said 10th. Who's scored? Vidra and Iheanacho. Villa playing very poor. Without Grealish. Hamza Chowdhury loses out on possession. And Ndidi with a long clearance. And this is just back and forth right now. No one can keep possession. Now Burnley find it with McNeil. Half tackle by Mendy, falls back to McNeil. Now drifting wide left again. Got Taylor with him. Decides to cut inside past Pereira. Inside to Brownhill. Back out to McNeil. Goes for a cross in towards no one. Kasper Schmeichel comfortably retrieves the ball. Gives it to Mendy. Has Tielemans ahead of him. 1-2 with him. Out to Ricardo Pereira. Vardy made a slight movement ahead, but he decides to turn back and go back into the Leicester defence with the ball. Yeah, Vardy's basically not involved at all. Castan goes for a lobbed ball to Iheanacho, who is a lot more involved than Vardy. Chowdhury with a foul. Apparently not. Kelechi picks up the ball, has Castan to his left. Doesn't find him, gives it to Tielemans, drives into the box, has a shot. Good save by Nick Pope at his near post. I thought that Chowdhury fouled, I think it was Brownhill in the build-up. So it may not have counted anyway. But Iheanacho to Tielemans, right side of the box. It's a decent strike. And if Pope had gambled that he was going across goal, that could easily have flown in at the near post. But good save by him, good awareness. And now Leicester corner, Tielemans to take. From the right, going to be an in-swinger. Oh, it played short to Ricardo Pereira. Back to Tielemans. To the edge of the box to Castan. Whips it in. Finds ahead of a Burnley player. Chowdhury heads left to Vardy. Beats one man. Tries to cut inside past Tarkowski, but he gets the tackle and that's another throw-in. Kelechi doing decent, keeping and holding the ball. Because he's a decent player in a two-striker formation. I've said this for years. Kelechi doesn't suit a one-man strike force. If he's playing as a second striker just behind the striker or in a two up top, that's when you see the best out of him. And he's good. He just doesn't suit the formation we normally play. Which is why people get on his back, because he doesn't play the same way as Vardy, yet we try and force him into that. Long throw from Nick Pope finds McNeil. Pereira defending well to slow down the attack, but McNeil does find Taylor on Burnley's left. Forced back by Pereira again, though. And the ball goes back to the Burnley defence. Josh, yeah, I know. Alan, yep. What was Pope thinking? Again, I think he thought that he was going to take a touch. What is the score so far? How long has David played? Is he losing yet? Alex, nice. How's it going? TF, it's going good, thank you. Match stats so far. 4 shots for Burnley, 5 for Leicester. On target, 3 each. Leicester have 8 touches in Burnley's box, and vice versa. Burnley have 7 in Leicester's. 72% possession for Leicester. That hasn't changed since the first, 15 minutes. We're just seeing the save that Schmeichel made from Tarkowski's header. The ball, a tiny bit of it is over the line, but nowhere close to the whole ball. So, good save by him. Sanchi goes down under a Chris Wood challenge to win the ball in the air. I think it was a bit of a dodgy landing. Maybe got a slight nudge. That's going to be a free kick, roughly on the halfway line for Leicester. Left-hand side. Sanchi maybe landed on his wrist, holding it a little bit, but he looks fine. He's getting up. Toby Haaland, Prime Riyad or Vardy. Completely different players. Sean Dyche spitting all over the touchline. Great Wednesday night TV. Oh, and the Leicester free kick that was on the halfway line, the next time we see the ball, it's in Nick Pope's hands. I beg the people that control the cameras on Sky and BT, focus on the ball. Who wants to see Sean Dyche chewing gum when we could be seeing what's actually happening on the pitch? It's so annoying, man. Fair enough. If the ball's completely out of play and nothing is happening, someone's injured, okay. But come on. It's really annoying. Taylor getting really far forward. Finds Vidra in the box, but he must have been offside. Tries to touch it past Schmeichel, but comfortable save, and he must have been offside, but good attacking by Taylor, to be fair. TF, I said 10. Ricardo goes back to a Marty. Back to Casper. Just clear it, Casper. There we go. Will he find Vardy? No. Mendy with a hoofed clearance. And then Burnley do the same. This is top quality football. Cianchu chests it down to Castan, who tries to get inside past Brownhill. Instead, the ball ends up with Schmeichel. This is pathetic from both teams right here. I don't know what I've just watched for the last minute. The ball's just getting hoofed up and down the pitch. Shocking. Bilal, I don't think Grealish will get that. Neo, nope. Nope. 1 minute added on. Again, if Hamza Chowdhury is not substituted at half-time, I won't really know what to say, to be honest with you. "15 seconds to go. Burnley do have time for one last attack. Taylor has a shot from 40 yards. Straight into the hands of Kasper Schmeichel. Lowton, sorry, not Taylor. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. It was terrible. Kasper Schmeichel takes 20 seconds to kick the ball. That's half-time. Thank you. Right. Make some subs, Brendan, and let's come out and actually have an entertaining second half, please. That'd be great. Thoughts on the first half? Just... I mean, setting up with that starting 11, you can't really... The fact that we're going in at half-time, 1-1, is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We don't deserve it. You're right, Kieran Tierney. Yes, as a Leicester fan, is Kelechi good enough to be playing regular football if you want to be a top 4 team? Yes, but not as a lone striker. Again, I say the same thing all the time. I've said it for years. He isn't a one-striker player. One-striker formation player. But 2 up top or just off of the striker, he's much better. For example, in this game, 10 times better than Vardy. I'd like to see Vardy's touch map. Maybe 5 touches? Something like that. It's just been... It's been non-existent. Non-existent. Right, I need to quickly whack this on charge for a few minutes. Over half time. You gotta love super fast charging. 13% charge. We'll get it just as the second half is about to start. Tropics, can't compare them. Gerrard just been sent off. Oh no. I don't care about Rangers. Sheffield United 1. Aston Villa 0 at half time. Pretty crazy, isn't it? Pretty crazy. What is this? Oh, okay. Interesting. Probably lose to Palace tonight, so you should be fine. I don't see that happening. How bad Palace have looked as of late, I'd be amazed. Seems if he wins, takes unstoppable. Again, what's the score? What is the score? See, that's really good. That's a great feature. Right. Andrew, I don't even know what that means. What colour's Manchester? Clearly light blue. Has been since Fergie retired. Milking text, so he's playing last against David. Oh, nice. Nice. Doing fair on the content account? I highly doubt it. Who'd you bring on in the second half? Under! The most creative player at the club. Or attacking player at the club. Probably Madder's more creative, but most attacking player at the club. Bring him on. Get Chowdhury off. You don't need to play this stupid formation. It's dumb. It's so dumb and unnecessary. Can't touch this. There were no bookings in the first half, were there? Let me double check. You'd say also give Tavares a go. Yeah? I mean, why not? Compared to what we have on the pitch, why not? Seriously. Come on. Come on. Do you think Grealish will leave Villa? And if so, where will he go? Whoever can actually afford him. There you go. Liam, don't know. Thoughts on Zlatan comments? Don't know what comments you mean, so I don't have thoughts or an opinion. Just rewatching their goal. Hamza, it's just embarrassing how bad that pass is. Rewards for you tomorrow. I'll be doing a reward stream from like 7 AM. Something like that. Neptune, haven't seen him. Why isn't Fofana starting? Because he's injured. Tim, yep. And for people struggling with rent bills, if that's the only thing that they're for, then what's the point in them? Do people not have to pay for anything other than that? Pathetic. I think Everton will get top 4. I'm not sure about that one. And then the Leicester goal here. Iheanacho with a beautiful volley. That's so clean. Pope's positioning should be a little bit better for the goal, but I still think he would have conceded it because the volley was so clean from Kelechi. I think he would have needed to be in an unnatural position for a goalkeeper to be in order to save that. Is there a what if team too? Yep, Fofana is on the bench. Why has Hamza done the Mustafi there, blaming others for his mistake? He thinks he's better than he is? I don't know. But there you go. Big Kelechi. Can we just get into the second half, please? Can't be bothered to wait. Come on. 96 likes. We've been on that for like the last 20 minutes. If you haven't already, please do hit the thumbs up. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing. Why not? Oh. I don't even know if Hamza is a championship quality player, to be honest with you. He just isn't good. He doesn't have any awareness or positioning. It's frustrating because you've seen the potential that he's had in the past, but he's just not growing. Like Damari Gray. You could see those little bits and bobs, those little flashes of, okay, this guy could be good. But then never improves on that. Math, not the same kind of player. He's been on loan to Burton. I think he went on loan there twice, actually. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Ownerships of the players with attacking returns this evening in fantasy football. The highest of 1.7% for McGoldrick, 0.8 Baldock, 0.8 Vidra, 0.6 Ndidi, 0.3 Kalechi. The scenes. Wow. When they're League or champ. Champ. Ch-ch-ch-champ. Ch-ch-ch-champ. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Hamza the new Andy King. No. Andy King got useless as he got older. And at times, like in the lower leagues and stuff, was actually a decent player for us. He then just stayed way too long because of his connection with the club. Hamza just isn't great and isn't getting any better. I say, if he had grown with the potential that he had and grown with some of the other players that have over the last couple of years, then it'd be fine. But he hasn't. Pax, I mean, it is purely because of your name, Pax. But hey. It's fine. How long we got? 5 minutes. Come on. Hamza's got his chance, but needs to come off. Yep. Again, there has to be a half-time sub here of someone like Hamza for under. Shenchu not great either. He's fallen over a couple of times, so hopefully he's had a stud change at half-time. Score both. 3-2 win. He scored some decent goals over the years, but again, stayed way too long. Oh, dearie me. It's not just movement, it's cruising with the best. Joint pain relief. That makes so much sense. Math, yeah, that ain't going to happen. You can't just really go and loan out players from your direct rivals in the league. In your opinion, Under's too greedy? I disagree. I think that sometimes he'll take a shot when he shouldn't, but he also creates chances as well. And sometimes will lose the ball because he tries to pass instead of tries to beat a man. He's just a very, very attacking-minded player, and with those kind of players, they will lose the ball. Because they're trying stuff. But that's part of it. It's like Messi. The amount of times that Messi will lose possession, but you wouldn't moan at him for it because he'll then create that chance or he'll score that goal. Or, I don't know, Jack Grealish does the same thing. He'll create a ton of chances, but he'll also lose the ball by doing the same thing. It's just part of that kind of player. A creative player will lose the ball trying stuff from time to time. Shinji, I think, was in the second Spanish division last. Bilal, it won't be. Lil, not really. Fafana's on the bench today. Pax, no idea who that is. Liam, yeah, he's good. Same with Bruno as a United fan. Exactly. Exactly. I agree. It's just what you get with those kind of players. What you had for dinner? Nothing. Edinson Cavani. Do. Same with Gray, but he was just losing the ball, forgot to actually create. Yeah, he was just bad. Also, McNeil and Word. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. McNeil's good. Wood is a utility player in that you know what you're going to get. Look at that. Charged 21% in that time. He's not incredible, but again, if you have Chris Wood in your team or in your squad, you know when he plays exactly what kind of performance you're going to get. Under can create a bit of magic and win you a game. Exactly. Exactly. 7 o'clock. Come on. We're about a minute away. Maybe 2. 106 likes. Thank you very much, everybody, for the support today. Appreciate it. In your opinion, Albrighton over under? I don't think you can compare the two. At all. Albrighton is a completely different kind of player to under. He wouldn't dare to try and beat a man. Whereas that is what under is about. It's just... It's like comparing Albrighton to Riyadh. You wouldn't. Because they're not comparable. Bilal, they've already said that it isn't happening. Do you think we should sign under after his loan? If we're not looking at someone else, like, for example, Tovan is out of contract, and there are rumours that we'd potentially go after him. If we're not going for someone like him, then I would like to see under stay. But it's whether Brendan thinks that he fits the way that he wants him to play, etc., etc. Marley, stop spamming that. It's really annoying. Ishan, how's it going? Think we'll win this game? Are we making any subs at half-time? If not, no. Brendan loves his coffee. Are we coming out with 7 defensive players again in the second half? At Turf Moor? Wow. Okay. Great. Packs were awful. Because you didn't respond. No, I have. Many times. Your opinion isn't getting respected. Okay. See you later. You're just spamming the same thing over and over, even though we've talked about it many times. I'd rather you not hear if you're going to moan. Caleb, that's what happens when teams get like 7+ injuries. Alright, Burnley. Decide from kickoff to not just lump the ball forward like every other team seemed to and lose possession. It's amazing. Go for an early cross into Chris Wood. Doesn't get his head on it. Burnley still have possession. Cross potentially going to come in from the right-hand side. Maybe. Forward ball finds Vidra. Tries to get past Siunchu, but a poor touch. Gets it back, though. They're looking for that cross from the right-hand side, but they just can't quite get the space to do it. Ooh. Now back to the Burnley defence. How's Ndidi doing at the back? Good. Would you prefer Riyadh staying at Leicester? Obviously. Going to do Weah, of course. Matt, that doesn't surprise me. Under for Hamza and go to a back 4. Yep, again, the fact that we've kept the same 11 out on the pitch is insane. Long Burnley free kick from the halfway line. Attempted to be flicked on, but now there could be a Leicester break. Mendy with the ball. Has Iheanacho on the right. Decides to just try and dribble himself. Gives it to Iheanacho now. Ricky P with an overlap come in. Doesn't find him. Goes for a shot from 30 yards, and it's about 3 times the height of the goal. And wide. Just awful. I don't know why he's trying that. MK. Average. What a waste of an opportunity there from Kelechi. Burnley goal kick. Nick Pope to take. Oosh. You're pretty good. Siunchi with a lovely headed clearance. Goes straight to Burnley because we don't have any wide players in this game. Out to Dwight McNeil. Honestly, I'd forgot that Cork was even on the pitch. I swear he's not touched the ball the whole game. Deary me. Taylor finds McNeil. Plays it out right to Lowton. Could cross the ball in. Does. Couple of men in here. Chris Wood. Great save by Schmeichel. Wood gets a good headed effort on target there. Loses his man in Amati at the back post from a really, really good cross from Lowton. Right hand side, he had so much space to cross it in. And Wood does really well to hold off Amati, get a good strong header on it, but big hand from Schmeichel tips it round the left Leicester post. That's a fantastic save. Oh my god, that's such a good save. Corner comes in. Is cleared. Iheanacho tries to press, but he's all on his own. Fair play. Pope with the clearance, but Kasper Schmeichel. Humongous save to keep Leicester on level terms in this game. That's going to be an offside on Chris Wood. I believe a couple of seasons ago he had more offsides than anybody else in the league. That's an outstanding stop, Kasper. Well done. Chris Wood can't believe it, and I feel for him. Wow. Do I think Wood should be doing better there? Not really. Kelechi has the ball right side of the Burnley box. Finds Tielemans. Takes a touch. Takes another. Crosses it. Oh, it is blocked by Ben. Decent work by Iheanacho and then Tielemans. Couple of good touches inside the Burnley box. Tries to draw a slide tackle out. Does initially from Ben Mee. Sorry. And then it came off of Taylor. Tielemans with the corner now. Right side. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Whips it in. It falls to Chowdhury, who goes for a side-footed effort. Has another go. Both garbage efforts. The first one doesn't get off the floor, is blocked by the first man on the edge of the box. Falls to him again. The second one goes twice the height of the goal. 2 terrible shots. Shows that the goal against Newcastle was a complete and utter fluke. Best goalkeeper in the league. What, Schmeichel, in terms of all, like, well-rounded, no, because his distribution is awful. Absolutely garbage. He's a great shot stopper. But yeah. Amati with the throw in. Look at that. What a throw. Straight to Ben Mee's head. And then it's flicked on by Vidra. Ndidi nods it straight to their player. Chris Wood one-on-one with Ndidi. Right side of the box. Castan back to help. Comes to Taylor. Lowton. I don't know. Chris Wood goes for goal with a left-footed effort. The Burnley players, I don't know if they're moaning at him for shooting or whether they were appealing for a corner or a bit of both. But they do get the corner here. Chris Wood. The ball falls to him. It is a decent block, to be fair, by Ndidi. It was going the other side of the goal from where it ended up, but it did get deflected wide, and that's another corner for Burnley. Whipped in. Headed half clear by Chowdhury. Tielemans on Taylor. Shoulder barge. Very well worked there by Tielemans. Gets the goal kick for Leicester. Nice defensive work from him. That could have been a horrible deflection into the bottom corner. I think Schmeichel had it covered, but it was initially going the other side of the goal. Burnley corner wasn't even a corner. It clearly deflected off Ndidi, but sure. Tielemans just passing the ball out of play. Burnley trying to work the ball on the right-hand side, but end up having to go all the way back to their left back. Crosses the ball from 40 yards out. Seunchu just about gets it clear. Brownhill back to Lowton. To Brownhill again on the right-hand side. Forced back to Westwood. Now Burnley try and attack down the right-hand side again. Win themselves a throw-in. "53 minutes gone. Adam, if we make a couple of changes, maybe. With this team out right now? Nah. Oh, ref with a lovely dummy. Taylor finds McNeil. Goes for the overlap. Is ignored, but now the ball does find its way to him eventually. Decides not to cross it so that McNeil can. In towards Chris Wood, who goes down under a touch from Ndidi. Jack Cork gives it to McNeil. Goes for another cross, but it is off of Ricardo Pereira, out for another Burnley corner. Jamie, I don't know. That would be very interesting. I imagine that they would have to look at that on VAR, but I don't know if they'd be able to fully tell, to be honest with you. Right. Corner comes in. Doesn't beat the first man of Jamie Vardy. Heads clear. Pushes everybody up. McNeil tries to cross in. It's pretty poor. Goes to Hamza Chowdhury. Iheanacho can't get it to Vardy, and possession is turned over. It was a bit in between a pass and a touch from Iheanacho. Ended up just losing possession. Mendy coming back. Vidra being tackled by Pereira. Ricky P gets away from him. Good work by Ricardo, who then goes for a long ball down the line to Iheanacho, but it is intercepted by McNeil. But Ricky P with another block. I am a Leicester fan, Carlos. It isn't on the line again. Jamie, I don't think you know the rule. As long as any part of it is touching the line, it's fine. Adam, sometimes, yeah. Oh, Cork pings a ball to the right-hand side. Castan out to him. It's an attempted absolute wonder goal from Lowton from about 30 yards out on the half volley. Would have been an absolute banger. But it was very, very unlikely. It ended up not going anywhere near. Nearly a whole goal width wide. Charlie, I honestly don't know, to be honest with you. A long-term Vardy replacement, I don't know who. Opening people's rewards tomorrow. I start streaming at like 7 o'clock on Thursdays. Mendy finds Vardy. But again, there's no one other than Vardy and Iheanacho up front. So there's a massive gap. So when either of them get it, if they can't pass it to each other, they have to go backwards. It's really poor. Really, really poor. The fullbacks are not getting forward enough on these long balls in order to help out. So what's the point in playing 5 at the back if the wing-backs aren't there? Chowdhury picks up possession in the Burnley half. Gets fouled. Apparently not. Looked like he was pulled back. Ricardo Pereira has the ball on the right-hand side. Decides to play it back to Mendy. Into Tielemans, back to Mendy. Should go back out to Pereira. It does. doesn't seem to have any intention of crossing the border. I don't know what the plan is here. Mendy back to Pereira. He's not putting it on his right foot to cross it at all. I don't know why they're passing it between each other. This is so boring. Do something. The ball gets to Amati, then back to Mendy again. And then all the way back to the centre-backs. What a waste of everybody's time. And then Amati tries a long ball forward and it's intercepted. I don't know why the ball wasn't crossed in when there were about 10 chances for it to happen. Bizarre. Thoughts on Madders? Absolute baller. Tielemans goes for a long ball to Vardy. May have got a touch off the Burnley player. Referee says no. Burnley throwing. Something's gone to VAR on the Villa game. What is it? Anything of any interest? Jagielka sent off. Oh, scenes. Hurry up and take the throw in, mates. There we go. Cork. Oh my god, what? I don't know if he meant that. Fizzed half volley across to Taylor on this left-hand side. Tries to find Vidra, but Ndidi does very well coming out. Andrew, no. De Gea dropped. He's not been great for a very long time. Amati has a couple of options. Decides to go back to the centre-back in Ndidi. Henry potentially. Yep. Schmeichel. To Sionchu. Long ball forward. Doesn't find Vardy. Shock. Horror. But Burnley being forced back. Tarkovsky now. Doesn't know what to do with Castan on top of him. Panics a little bit. And he's moaning. But I feel like he could have easily gone back to his goalkeeper. I know he didn't really have any other options. But he did end up winning his team a throw-in. I don't really know what he's complaining about. Favorite play for Leicester. Ricky... Madders. Alex, yeah. That's okay work by Burnley. Taylor has it on the left side, just about to break past the halfway line. Gives it to McNeil, goes for the overlap. Mendy's tracking him though. McNeil forced backwards. A lot of space on the right-hand side for Lowton if they can get the ball to him. Potentially form an attack down the Burnley right. The ball does find its way out there. Chowdhury coming out to try and press. Lobbed ball into the box to Chris Wood, who is offside. I don't think he is. I don't think he is offside. And that would have been a Burnley corner. I think it came off of Ndidi's foot last. I think Ndidi's foot is keeping Chris Wood onside. And you never know. They could have scored from that corner there. So, poor decision by the linesman there. Poor decision. But Schmeichel with the free kick. 60th minute is where you normally start seeing substitutions, tactical ones. So hopefully Brendan's got something up his sleeve here to try and turn things in Leicester's favour. Pereira finds Iheanacho. Tielemans on the ball now, but just not really got any options. Amati back to Tielemans, back to Amati. And then you force him to go back by running away. Liam, I guess that's fair. Schmeichel with a long ball forward. Cleared by Ben Mee, but only to Iheanacho, who has Castan to his left. Tielemans in the middle. Goes for a through ball to Vardy, which is unsuccessful. He probably picked the hardest of the three options. If he had pulled it off, Vardy would have been one-on-one with the keeper, but it would have needed to be a perfect ball. And Vidra is offside from Chris Wood's pass. He didn't want the ball, but Wood passed it to him anyway. He knew he was offside. Carlos. Hit and miss. 30 minutes left in this game. No subs made by either manager. No yellow cards in this game, which is a bit surprising. It's not quite been as physical as I would have thought. Taylor with a cross in. Schmeichel comfortably claims. Rolls it out to Nampalys Mendy. Has Tielemans in the middle. Does end up giving him the ball. Goes for a long ball forward to Iheanacho, but it's going to be easily cleared by Ben Mee. These forward passes have to be perfect. It's ridiculous. The gap between the midfield and the forwards is way too big. And the reason why is because Tielemans is having to play as a number 10 today because Maddison is injured and anyone else that we normally play in that position is also injured or coming back from injury. So Tielemans is being forced to play as sort of a number 10 / number 8. And he ends up dropping so deep to get the ball because he's basically our only creative player on the pitch. As a cross finds its way to Chris Wood here, lays it back. Taylor beats Tielemans, gets a cross in. Headed half clear. Shot comes in. Off the post. My goodness. Off the post by Westwood. What a half volley that was. Kasper Schmeichel just stood still. Had no chance. Across his goal. Hits the left of the woodwork. A bit of a let-off for Leicester there as Vardy goes for a flick-on from yet another long Leicester ball. As I'm saying, the gap between midfield and attack is so big because Tielemans is dropping so deep to get the ball because there's no creative players around him right now that the player that's supposed to be in his position isn't there. So it's just two lines of defensive midfield, massive gap, two up top. And so basically every Leicester attack is just a long ball forward and it is not working. Liam, I don't know. Habla español. Bienvenido a mi directo. Lo siento, pero no habla español. Jack Cork. Ever since I mentioned him, he's been getting on the ball more. 64 minutes gone. No subs look like they are waiting to come on at the sideline, so both managers content. I mean, Burnley would probably take a point here. I know they're at home, but still. It does actually look like a Leicester sub is ready to come on. I can't really tell who it is. It might be Sydney Tavares, who, as you say, is basically the only number 10 that we have right now in our squad. He's a youngster, Portuguese, up-and-coming talent that has... he played in the last game. He came on in the last game to make his debut. So if he is coming on, it should be for Hamza. And then Tielemans can drop to his natural position, and then we can actually have that number 10 linking up the midfield and the attack. That's such a great effort from Westwood. It's unfortunate for him. Have we still got Matty James? He's out on loan somewhere. Follow you from Spain. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy. Muchas gracias. Te amo, te amo. It's another offside for Burnley. Deary me. Is it not worth us recalling him? No. Oh, Fofana's coming on. Fofana's coming on for Mendy. And Albrighton is coming on as well. So Fofana back from injury. Finally. Oh, we've missed him. So he comes on so that Ndidi can go into midfield. Right. And Iheanacho's coming off. Why? For Albrighton. That are subs to hold on to a point rather than go for the win. I can't believe it. Does Rogers know he has Under and Tavares on the bench? Apparently not. So, what is the formation? It's still going to be 5 at the back? Or is it Marty? Ricky P may end up now playing right wing. Or right mid. It may be more of a 4-1-4-1 or 4-2-3-1 with Albrighton left mid, Tielemans at cam. Chris Wood takes a touch inside the box. Fofana is back with a bang. Big tackle on Chris Wood. But yeah, Albrighton left mid, Chowdhury and Ndidi as the DMs, Tielemans as the number 10, Ricardo Pereira as the right mid, and now the back 4 is Castan left back and Marty right back. I still think we should take off Chowdhury for Under. And Marty finds Albrighton. I don't know what position, why he's there. Tielemans with a cross to the back post. Oh, it's just a bit too close to the keeper. Castan was making a good run forward. Now Chowdhury has to cover. And Sayuncu up against Vidra. Fouls him. Vidra stays. That's incredibly harsh on Burnley. That seems like a terrible decision from the ref. Sayuncu very clearly fouls Vidra. And then it goes off for a throw-in, but it's a Leicester throw. That's a foul. Okay, never mind. Sure, you do you, ref. Chowdhury coming deep to retrieve the ball for some reason. I don't know why anyone wants to pass it to him. That's why players hit the ground. Yep, if he'd have gone down there, that's a free kick. Chowdhury twisting and turning on the spot with no one within 10 yards of him. Doesn't know what to do. Sayuncu finds a Marty who plays it back to Fofana. This is hopefully the future centre-back pairing for Leicester of Sayuncu and Fofana together. This is what we want to see. Tielemans with a lovely chest control. And Marty tries to find someone. Tielemans with a header forward. Albrighton trying to get stuck in. Closing down Lowton. Small push in the back. Forces him to push it clear? Oof it clear. And Ndidi gives it to Tielemans. Vardy is a ball on. Gives it to Ricardo Pereira. Right side of the Burnley box. Takes a shot. It deflects just over the bar. That's going to be a Leicester corner. TLM, partially, but the fact that we've got so many injuries, it's kind of expected. So, not as much, really. We're doing as good as we can right now with the players that we have. It's hard. It's hard. Leicester corner taken short. Albrighton has it. Goes for a cross and wins a throw. It. You're a fraud, Mark. You're an absolute fraud. Still on. So. Come on, guys. Take the throw. Right. Amati to Ricky P. Hamza, wake up. Just be aware that someone might want to pass the ball to you. Deary me. Shocking pass forward by Burnley means it goes straight to Schmeichel. It's just... This is what I'm telling you. I'm telling you. He has zero awareness. He's supposed to be an option there for the ball to be played into him so we can then move forward and continue our attack. But he's just... Ugh. So infuriating. Incredibly annoying. Oops. Yeah. 0. Ball comes to Emotes. And Didi getting a little bit further forward. Finds Albrighton, who takes a shot and it goes about 5 yards wide. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Tielemans nearly had an opportunity here. He does a nice 1-2 with Ricardo Pereira, but just tries to play it back to Vardy, but he's not there. He could have shot when he got into the box on the left-hand side, but Vardy just not quite there with the link-up, and then Albrighton with his shot. Just not the best effort in the world. Shock horror. And Didi winning the header in midfield. Tielemans going for a wonder hoof ball. I don't know why he's trying that. Amati with a header clear to Chowdhury with a flick on. Ben Mee takes it down well. Chowdhury gives it to Ricardo Pereira. And Didi. It's just a bit sloppy from both teams right now. The ball's bouncing around in midfield. No one getting true possession right now. God knows what Castan's doing there, giving the ball away, but he recovers well, and he does win the ball back. Falls to a Burnley player, though. Cianci with a great foot in. Castan with a nice touch past the Burnley player. Tielemans now on the attack. Had Ricardo in support. Gives it to Albrighton, left wing instead. Tielemans back to Albrighton. Could cross it in. Finds Castan in the box. Takes a shot and it's blocked by Ben Mee. Falls to Ricardo, edge of the box. Vardy out to Amati. Has Vardy edge of the box. It's a poor pass to him. Gives it back to Amati. Vardy and Tielemans still on the edge of the box. Vardy with a 1-2. It ends up with Amati. Crosses it in. Headed clear by Ben Mee to Hamza Chowdhury, who goes backwards. Fofana. It's so good to have him back. Oh, dear. Wesley, you're a hero. Hamza, turn! Come on! You're such a negative player. Fofana has it now. Finds Ricky P with a decent ball. Tielemans ahead of him, into his feet. Back to Ricardo. Ball into Albrighton. Castan out left side of the pitch. Forced back to Ndidi. Couple of options ahead of him. Gives it to Albrighton. Again, doesn't dare to beat a man. So instead goes back to the centre-back. This is why he's not very good. Alex, what a legend. TLM, nice. Sheffield United are winning, yeah. Still 1-0. TLM, I could not disagree more. Johnny Evans is a fraud. On the ball, one of the worst players that have probably ever played for the club. I've never seen a man slow down play as much as Johnny Evans. Right. So now, the youngsters, time to shine. Oh my God, Vardy could be in for a ball from Ricky. Has Albrighton with him. Ricardo Pereira out to his right, in the box. Oh my God, what a block that is by Taylor. Ricardo had a chance to shoot right side of the box. He tries to pull it back to Vardy, who I think was onside for the initial pass. It was very close, though. He might have been off. I'm not too sure. Good pass by Vardy. And he had Albrighton and Vardy in the middle. Great block by Taylor. Great block. Maybe good that Evans is injured right now, yeah. Hamza Chowdhury's been subbed. Woo! And now Sydney Tavares, the Portuguese youngster, is on. Now, what this should mean is he now slots in as a number 10. Tielemans drops to his normal position beside Ndidi. And this should be a lot better. He's going to want to get on the ball as much as possible and try and create little bits of interplay. So it's good to see him on. Ricardo wins a throw-in for Leicester. About 15 minutes left, including stoppages. Ben Mee clears up to Vidra. Fofana and Ndidi pressuring. That is a Burnley throw on the halfway line, left-hand side. Leicester 3-1 to win it. Sydney Tavares, more like Bruno Fernandes, of course. Though. We do have a chance here. We do have a chance. This is a much more balanced team than what started the game. Much more balanced team. This is our normal formation with most of our players playing in their main positions now. Fofana brings down Vidra, who may have been offside. But apparently not, and Fofana gets booked. This is a free kick about 20 yards out for Burnley on the left-hand side. Andrew, it should be tonight. It's a clear foul by Fofana. The question is whether Vidra was offside, in which case none of it would be relevant, but we haven't seen an angle of that, so we don't know. And so the free kick has been given. Always going to be a foul there. But Fofana with the yellow. None of the ones that anyone has actually put on to get booked. Alex, sadly, yeah. Connors just said he may have been off. Yep, but they haven't shown it again. Because that would potentially show a poor decision by the linesman. And now you've got a free kick for Brownhill or McNeil. Again, about 20 yards out. Brownhill to take. Over the bar. Not that close. Couple of yards over. Nothing for Schmeichel to worry about there. Not an awful effort, but you've really, really got to get the whip on those free kicks when you're that close to the box, and he did not. Good power. And the line was good, but just the height, the curve was not close. All right, this midfield needs to get flowing a little bit for Leicester now if they are to try and get a winner here. I still think that they'd be happy with a point after being 1-0 down away from home. But 3 points would be huge considering the injury problems that are going on right now. And Ndidi finds Tielemans in the midfield. Lovely composure from him. And then he passes the ball off the pitch. Great. Oh, dearie me. McNeil to Taylor. Long ball down the line. Easily headed clear by Fofana. But falls to Taylor. McNeil, sorry. Ndidi with some good work. Wins the throw-in for Leicester. 10 minutes to go before we find out how long is going to be added on. Nothing of any significance has happened. So you'd imagine that there'd be, what, like 1-2 minutes tops at the end of this half? So really not long left to go. Leicester throw is going to go down the line. Attempts to find Vardy. Cleared by Burnley. Flicked on by Wood. And then to Vidra. Out to McNeil on the left. Ndidi adjudged to have handballed it on the halfway line. Sheffield United, yeah, still winning. 10 men. 10 men. The fact that they take free kicks into the box from the halfway line is crazy. And Ndidi comes out of it with the ball. Attempts to find Tavares, who I don't think has had a proper touch yet. Apparently, he or Tielemans have fouled Tarkowski, and this is going to be yet another Burnley set piece. Worrying for Leicester, considering how dominant Burnley are from set pieces. That seems like an incredibly harsh foul, and just Tarkowski not knowing what to do and just deciding to fall over and gets the free kick for it. You saw it earlier in the half where Vidra didn't get a clear foul. Oh, McNeil. Schmeichel, dearie me. Made a meal of it, but it's cleared. But Vidra should have had a free kick earlier in the half when he was clearly fouled by Söyüncü and didn't get it when he stayed up. Now Tarkowski probably shouldn't have got his free kick, but did go down and did get it. It's so silly. But it's just how it works now, and it sucks. Lowton going for a long cross in. They cross from any angle, Burnley, don't they? Albrighton with a shocking touch slows play down. Gets the ball to Tielemans on the right-hand side of the pitch, though. And Marty, goes for a chip ball to Vardy. It's headed clear. Albrighton with a touch, and then a shot straight into the hands of Nick Pope, who goes for a long clearance to get this counter-attack started straight away. But Söyüncü heads it out for a throw-in on the halfway line. Half chance for Albrighton. Decent touch as he drove onto the ball as it was cleared by the Burnley player on the edge of the box. It's an okay half volley, but keeper's always going to save it. Barring a deflection, that's basically the only way that shot was going to go in with its current trajectory. So easy save for Nick Pope. Vardy gets the ball just inside the Burnley half. Has a couple of players up with him. Tavares to his left. Ricky to his right. Tielemans inside. Gives it to Pereira. Plays it to Tielemans on the edge of the box. Has no one to his left. Brings it onto his left foot. Has a shot and hits the post. Castan lays it off to Tielemans again. Has another shot. That one's going to go straight to Nick Pope. So both teams have hit the post in this second half with really good efforts as well. Westwood was a great strike. Did this one take a... Oh, this took a horrible deflection. It was going the other side of the goal. I don't know who dove in, but they came in with a slide tackle and it nearly deflected it into the other side of the goal, but it hits the post. And that is a goal kick for Leicester. My goodness. Well, DJ, of course not. Of course not. TLM, probably not. Too many injuries. If we had Under, Maddison and Barnes, we would 100% be winning this. We have Under. He's not injured. Just not playing him. Massively missing Madders. I'd like to see Sydney get on the ball a little bit. Ben Mee with a big clearance. And then Fofana, if in doubt, boots it out for a throw-in. 5 minutes to go. Still 1-1. Taylor with a good cross to the back post. Nodded back in. Should be Schmeichel's ball. Tips it over for a goal, for a corner, sorry. Don't think that was really necessary. That right there, for those that aren't watching it, you know on FIFA, where the ball gets lofted to your goalkeeper, and it's really close to the goal, and for some reason he jumps up and tips it over the bar. That's basically what Schmeichel's just done. So now yet another Burnley set piece from the corner. Crossed in by McNeil. Good touch on by Söyüncü. Another cross comes in though. Clearance by Amati. Now Albrighton. Can't beat a man. He's useless. So Burnley have possession. The guy is a complete fraud. Ball goes into the Leicester box. Flicked on. Nearly falls to Tarkowski. Now Tielemans has it after the clearance. Plays it to Tavares. Has a couple of players in front of him. Still got a lot of work to do. Nice dribbling to get past Vidra. Just about keeps the ball in play. Tielemans has it now, and Tavares wins the free kick after being fouled by Vidra, who did pull him back. It should be a yellow card, but this ref doesn't seem to want to book anyone for anything other than Fofana. So, yeah. Madfoot, cheers. Jacob, hey. Potentially last opportunity for Leicester here. You can see where the free kick is on the layout above me. I think it's actually a little bit deeper into the half than what it says there. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit closer to Burnley's goal. Ball comes in from Tielemans to the back post. Flicked on and out for a Leicester throw-in. Albrighton to take. No, Amati to take. Couple of minutes to go. Throw-in taken to Albrighton. Back to Amati. Goes all the way back to Sayunchi. You have to play that out wide left. Don't go backwards. Why? Tim is available, you fool. Now Casper boots it long, and we're probably going to lose possession. Yep, Vardy's offside. If only, Cags, you would have passed it to the guy that was available instead of back to Casper. But no. Long ball forward by Burnley. Fofana tries to control. Amati manages to. Doesn't know what to do with it. Awful pass backwards. Bit of panic setting in right here. That's a Leicester throw-in with 1 minute of regulation time left. Throw-in to Fofana. Doesn't really have anywhere to go with it, so goes back to Kasper Schmeichel. Soyuncu has Castan in front of him. Finds Albrighton, who tackles himself. Gives it back to Amati on the right-hand side. Nice ball in play to Tielemans. Jamie Vardy into the Burnley box. Takes a touch to his right, has a shot. That's not going to go off, is it? No, it is. That's going to be a Leicester corner. 30 seconds left on the clock. Vardy was offside. So, unlike the Burnley one earlier, where it was offside and they should have got a corner, Vardy was offside here, and we have got a corner. It's going to be crossed in by Albrighton. Corner comes in. Ndidi with a meh header straight into the hands of Pope. How many minutes added on? Hello? 2 minutes added. 2 minutes to go. So one more chance potentially in this game. Chris Wood flicks it onto himself. Castan forced back to Kasper Schmeichel, who nearly messes it up. Ndidi, you got to drive forward now. You don't have time to mess about with it. Tielemans goes for a long ball to Vardy, headed and then cleared by Ben Mee. Bit of a Leicester press now, really trying to create one last chance by getting the ball back quickly. About a minute left in this game. McNeil with a great ball. But then Ndidi with some great defensive work there. Manages to win it back. That's very well defended. Amati with a big clearance. Finds Mark Albrighton. One more attack there's time for. Castan back to Albrighton. Goes for a long ball forward to Ricardo Pereira on the right-hand side. Controls it. Has Tielemans ahead of him. Gives him the ball into the Burnley box. First time cross is blocked. And it's going to be easily cleared. That's a foul by Ricardo Pereira, who kicks the ball away, is going to get booked, and that is going to be GG. Yeah, there is no time. There is no time. 10-man Sheffield United are a few minutes away from beating Aston Villa. That is a huge win for them. Tavares has the ball on the left for Leicester. But that is full-time whistle. 1-1! Which, if you remember from the very start of the stream, was my prediction today. It just seemed too good to be true that we could come out of this with a win. So, there you go. 1-1 prediction is correct. GG. Not a good result, but not a bad one for Leicester. Really, in terms of the live standings now, if everyone below Leicester win this weekend, Everton could be, well, if everyone wins their games in hand, West Ham could be 2 points behind, Chelsea could be 3, Liverpool could be 4, Everton could be 1. So, some big games upcoming now for the teams battling for that top 4 spot after that drop of points there. If Man U fail to beat Palace, which I'd be amazed at, then that would open things up even more. But it all started with a Hamza Chowdhury pathetic pass back to Ndidi. Had an absolute disaster class today. And then Ndidi managing to get the assist for Iheanacho with a great volley past Nick Pope. A couple of other chances in the game. Both teams hit the post in the second half. But nothing super clear cut. Right? Stories? No. Doing any more games tonight? No. If we kept Iheanacho and brought on Tavares and under in the 55th to 60th minute, would have been a different story. Agree. Leicester have difficult running. Yeah, I think we played Chelsea, Spurs and Man U in our last 3 games. Something like that. But there you go. That is it for today. I predicted 1-1. It was 1-1. Packs I am all the time. So there you go. Again, I'll take it. I don't know. We are doing a reward stream tomorrow at like 7 AM. So if you do want me to share play your rewards or you want to see mine, make sure you tune in tomorrow morning and that should be pretty good. I am then recording a 7-minute squads, which is either going to go up tomorrow or Friday, depending on if we share play some of your rewards and get a video out of it. Okay? So hopefully you can tune in then. Thank you very much if you tuned in to tonight's stream. If you did enjoy it and haven't already, thumb it up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the Man U game. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.